2 hours from right now, a San Ysidro High School basketball star and one of the top high school players in the country is scheduled to appear in court for the first time. 18-year-old Mikey Williams was arrested last week in Hamul on 5 charges of assault with a deadly weapon. Thanks for being here at 6 a.m., everyone. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampur. So glad you're with us here. And that is our top story today. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live outside the East County Regional Center, where Williams is set to appear in court this morning. Dana Marie, what's the latest?
Well, that's right. We are learning a little bit more about what happened, especially the start of this investigation. March 27th, this basketball star was at his house in Hamul when an argument ensued. Detectives told us that's when shots were fired. Thankfully, no one was injured. Lieutenant Jeffrey Ford says several of those shots hit a vehicle with 5 people inside, 3 of whom were minors. Now, while Lieutenant Ford will not confirm whether or not Williams fired those shots, court records show the 18-year-old was arrested on 5 counts of assault with a deadly weapon. Each one carries a minimum sentence of 6 months in jail. Now, we're learning that Williams does have a lot to lose. He was a star player at San Ysidro High School and has committed to playing next year at the University of Memphis. He's ranked nationally in 2021, becoming the first American high school basketball player to sign a sneaker deal with the global footwear company Puma. He also has a huge following on social media. We reached out to both Puma and the University of Memphis. Puma had no comment. A spokesperson for the university told us that they are trying to gather more information at this time. Now, back in Hamul, we did speak with Williams' neighbor, who doesn't know him very well, but he did tell us he's surprised by the allegations against him.
It doesn't make sense to me. You know, to me, you're making money, you're going to have a future, you want to protect it.
And that's right. I mean, he was very, very successful in basketball, somewhat of a role model, especially on social media. A lot of the comments in his photos, people saying that he just threw away so much of his future. But again, he's going to be in court today at 8 a.m. here at the East County Regional Center. We should be getting a little bit more details, but of course, we'll be inside that courtroom bringing you the latest. I'm Dana Marie McNichol coming to you live from El Cajon.
Dana Marie, thank you. And this morning, we will find out who will replace Supervisor Nathan Fletcher as board chair for the Metropolitan Transit System. Fletcher resigned from the MTS board after being accused by a former MTS employee of sexual assault and harassment. He maintains it was consensual. Today, the MTS board will vote on who will serve out the remainder of the term. Fletcher is set to resign from the County Board of Supervisors on May 15th. This morning, the Mexican Navy is suspending the search for 3 missing American sailors. Carrie O'Brien, Frank O'Brien, and William Gross began sailing to San Diego from Mexico on April 4th. They were scheduled to stop in Cabo San Lucas, but never made contact. Crews from Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. never found signs of the vessel or passengers.
The city of San Diego's overall crime rate was down last year. Today, the mayor and police chief will discuss these latest statistics. Crime dropped 7.5% last year compared to 2021. Police say they saw decreases in both murder and rape, but they noted a slight increase in other violent crime like robbery and aggravated assault. Today is your last chance to weigh in on the future of De Anza Cove. Some people want the campland to remain the same as a campland, while others want to restore the wetlands.
The one thing that we know we're going to wind up having as a result of restoring the wetlands is cleaner water. But we also want to make sure that we're taking advantage of the time we have before sea levels rise.
So the group Rewild Mission Bay Coalition hoping to maximize wetland restoration there. That would mean the end of the popular waterfront campground. Today, the deadline to submit a comment. You can send an email to the city's Planning Commission. And now, after being suspended for 80 games for testing positive for a banned substance, Padres player Fernando Tatis Jr. going to make his big return today.
Yeah, Tatis will be joining the Friars for their series opener against the Arizona Diamondbacks. CBS 8's Chris Grove joining us in studio here with more details on this new position he will play. We're used to seeing him at shortstop over the years, Chris.
Yeah, we're used to seeing him in the infield, but we are going to be seeing him now out at right field. And what we're hearing is that could be a really good match for Tatis' speed as well as his arm. But listen, the math puts us at 565 days since Tatis Jr. has suited up for the Padres in the big leagues, and so he will be in the outfield for that return. But either way, Tatis is coming at a time when the Padres, they need a spark, and badly. They have stumbled out of the gates after 20 games, sitting at 9-11. They've only scored 73 runs, which is second to last in the NL West. As for Tatis, this is his first time playing in the big league since the final game of the 2021 season. He was injured in the following offseason after a motorcycle accident, then hit with the 80-game suspension for using a banned substance. So the big question is, how's he looking? Well, in his AAA assignment, he did this. He raked. Dude hit .515 with 7 home runs and only 3 strikeouts in 8 games. And while it is AAA, it's a different level there, but 7 home runs, that would lead the Padres. In fact, it would almost double up our current season leader after 20 games, Xander Bogaerts, who has 4. So the Padres going to be taking on the Diamondbacks in Arizona today, and you can see Tatis Jr. in person at Petco Park on April 29th when the Giants are in town. Eric?
It's been interesting to see some of the comments online about him coming back. Some are saying, yeah, we really need him. Forgive and forget everything that's happened. Other people are still a little bit bitter about the PEDs and everything, and some are saying we should move past. So it's been interesting to see. We're going to share some results from our Twitter poll that we took on Tatis' return later this hour. But paid off the time here, and now it's going to be, he'll be back on the roster, Chris.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's check in with Netta here and see how the forecast looks for our Padres fans out there who are going to be out at the ball fields, maybe working on their own skills.
Maybe they're out practicing. Today's a good day for that. I will say, though, yeah, you'll want the sunglasses on if you can, because the sun will be shining bright across San Diego. So as you wake up this morning, you'll notice very clear conditions. Isn't it beautiful not to be coated in the cloud coverage for a change? We can see the ocean right now, so it's looking pretty nice. Also, our east-facing camera giving us that glow as we wait for that sun to come up. Sunrise time, you see right there at 6:13 here in 6 minutes from now. It will officially be upon us. We'll start to feel that warm up pretty quickly because of how clear our skies are. Here's our west-facing camera, San Miguel, there's Sweetwater Reservoir, and then a lot of the South Bay you can actually see from Mount Soledad to downtown. There you go. Another gorgeous view for you. Your weather headlines show sunshine and warm weather have arrived. We will stay warm for the next 3 to 4 days. That's from the coast all the way to the deserts. In fact, you may call the deserts hot when you see the forecast there the next weekend. We will get cooler again, though, by next week. So we're starting to see a little change up in our winds. We know winds determine a lot here in San Diego. We do not have that onshore flow that we had earlier this week that pushed in the marine layer, kept things cool. Instead, we're getting the opposite effect. So you'll notice right now 51 degrees downtown. You may feel the dryness in the air already. 45 in Escondido, 44 in Poway. It's feeling dry because offshore winds are starting to pick up. Surf forecast for those of you who have been missing sunshine at the beach, well, 2 to 4 footers there. Mixed west and south swell, excuse me. Rip current risk is moderate. High tide will be this morning around 10:15 all the way up to 4.2 feet. Temperatures at the coast will stay right around 70, 73 for Coronado, 69 in Imperial Beach, and it'll be about 7 to 10 degrees warmer the further inland you go, like San Ysidro, upper 70s, La Mesa, upper 70s, 81 in Santee and El Cajon today, 78 in Rancho Bernardo, 77 in Vista, 79 in Fallbrook. So we are now warmer than average for inland valleys this afternoon, staying close to normal for the coast, the mountains 60s, the deserts mid 80s, but 90s are on your way for the deserts. For now, let's fill you in on what's going on with traffic here. There's one crash I just noticed popped up just in the last, I would say, 5 minutes. And here it is right there on Friars Road at Stadium Road. There's a crash. And you'll notice the 805 northbound too, going right up through Serra Mesa, starting to get a little bit busier. So it does look like more people are just headed out at 6:09 this morning. And also want to show you those border wait times from the Customs and Border Protection website. Look at how high these wait times are at the San Ysidro Port of Entry. The general line will take 160 minutes to go from Tijuana into San Ysidro, and then in Otay Mesa, you think that's a little bit shorter. Well, it'll still take about 85 minutes to pass through the Port of Entry.